You do commentary if you want. While I finish off setting up. Yeah, it's live now. Cool.
Welcome back to the stream. Today we have the quarterfinal between the Keynsham Kings and the Leeds Samurai. First play with a pass wide to Chris Green from Jay Barney. Two receivers to the left for the Kings. Beautiful spin from Lewis Phillips. Gets us over, but there is a flag on the play. There'll be a 5-yard penalty on Keynsham for impeding the blitzer. Jay Barney, lovely throw over the top to Lewis Phillips, gets his feet in bounds for a gain of about 10. And this is a Kings third down with about 7 to go. Big shot from one of the back pitches. Ooh, fumble snap, but don't worry, Jay's got it. Throwing it deep. Misses Chris Green. Deep down the left side. This will be the fourth down now. Too tight, one far out to the left for the Kings. Here comes Jay. Throwing it deep. Great catch by Nathan Ozil on the right hand sideline. Gets the feet in. He's been a star player for us this year. Absolutely fantastic. Electric player. He gets the feet in. Great throw by Jay. Wait for the receiver to come open. And there he was in the space in between the two defenders. Running back just to the right, the QB, too wide. Throws it up. Caught out of bounds at the back. Unlucky. Good catch by Chris Green, but great play by the defender to make sure he doesn't get his feet in.
We now resort to the completely unbiased coverage of this game. I mean, I know I've done it before with a few times where it's difficult to kind of not say we've done this. And I mean, still up here in the commentary booth with the Keynsham Kings jersey on, ready to go as well. Jay drops back, looking for that deep left corner. Big break up there by the Samurai defense. So this is the first of our named games. We've got the quarterfinal for this one. Next one we've got is the semi-final of the main trophy, and then we move into the two finals. Hopefully join a bit of a crowd for those ones. I mean, I was going to ask you for predictions on this one, but I can kind of guess where we're going to go with this one.
Unfortunately, yeah. If you're a Leeds fan, it is purple and gold. That's where I'm going. Great throw by Jay. Can Lewis get in? Great turn, great touchdown.
So Keynsham put the first point on the board in a game that was dubbed, not by me, the battle for baffle supremacy. As we got Kyle against Lewis, so it should be a great game. I mean, it would be quite nice to sit in their Zoom calls after this game. First one back, and it's like, how was your finals day? Somebody's going to be walking home with a slightly bigger grin.
Great catch, mate. Nathan's been a great player for us, like I've mentioned already. Back of the end zone, comes out to the back pylon, and Jay just puts it on a plate for him.
I don't know if there's a miscommunication in their coverage, but he just seemed to be wide open in that back right corner.
That's something that I know Jay's worked a lot on this year, is our extra point plays from last year, where, especially in the finals day, we just weren't as automatic on them. So there was a big emphasis on the off-season, and you can tell that it's definitely worked because we've been a lot more prolific on them this year.
I think extra points are very, very underestimated in a lot of like kind of your game plans. You kind of think it's only 5 yards to go, so it should be a nice simple one. But you only get one shot, and it's an extra point. And the amount of times we've seen games come down to like 1 point or 2 points and things like that, and you're thinking that those missed extra points, they'll come back to haunt you. So the other games we've got going on in the far left corner, I don't know if we can actually see that one, it's the Renfrewshire Raptors against the Swansea Hammerheads. We also have the London Spark against the Coventry Panthers. Manchester Titan Bees against the Warrington Revolution. And the Bucks Wolves against the Gwent Gators. We'll try and keep up with a few of those ones. Most of the time you can just kind of judge by the cheers, but it's kind of difficult. Sometimes you do hear like a big massive cheer and find out it's actually a 41-12 game, and it's nowhere near as close as you thought it was going to be.
I think that last cheer on the other sideline for the Gwent Gators was a pick 6. He's had a few of them. He's number 3, James. He's been absolutely electric this year, so watch out for him later if we get him on stream later.
Someone making the grab. Ooh. Brought it down, but I don't think they're going to put anything on that one. Not too sure who we've got refereeing this one. I think that looks like Maury Distillers. Maury Distillers aiding a Baffer official. So we've got a couple of the Baffer officials helped out by a lot of the other teams either involved in today or teams that were involved in yesterday. We've already seen Alan Mead on the couple of refereeing the games. Neil Henderson as well. Carl firing out to that left. He's just been given the first down as well there. So using your inside knowledge of the Keynsham Kings, offensively, who's going to be your star of the day?
I've already mentioned his name twice, Nathan Nuzzle. He is the star of the show for this offense. He's a rookie this year. He's taken the SWC Div 1 by absolute storm. He's absolutely electric, and he will get you touchdowns.
So we're keeping an eye on him as Kyle brings his team up. Again, I'm not too sure on their promotion status. I'm not too sure if they actually managed to go back up. There's a chance it's the pitch.
Great pick.
The big question out here is, I mean, he definitely got the pick, but it's where he was actually, where he's going to be marked down.
Pulled him in the end zone.
I mean, the result of the momentum exception is the same as catching it in the end zone, so.
There we go. So my main question there was, he did seem to land, obviously leaning backwards, just outside and then falling in. I wasn't too sure whether they're going to count him at the 1 yard line or in the 5. 2 blitz signalled by the Samurai.
Oh,
a great evasion move. Finding Lewis on that outside.
What a flag that is as well, but then he's Samurai player to hold the concentration to actually get back to make the flag. First of all, what a great grab that is by Lewis on the sideline. Bobbles it, the concentration to then hold it in and then try and get the extra yards. But what a play by the defender to get back there as well.
So that puts him deep inside Samurai territory. I think he's just inside the no-run zone.
Yeah, they've signalled no run. This will be where Jay wants to go to his extra point play to get some in there. Something that, like I said earlier, we've worked on the off season to get these in, and this will be something that he'll want to execute straight away, one and done sort of situation here, and get some points off the pick.
I'm guessing that wasn't one of your normal.
No, that's one of the bag of tricks for Jay. Little side snap to Chris Green, and then the little pitch forward then to Simon Love. One very deep in the bag.
I'm not too sure if it's like a sign of confidence when you start going to the back pages of the playbook this early on, or if it's just kind of keeping the defense a bit honest in there. You can kind of, let them know that although you've got your standard ones, you're not afraid to kind of dip in and out of the unused plays.
This is where Jay kind of shows his tactical excellence as a QB and as an offensive coordinator. He's not afraid to put in a bit of a different style of play to unlock a defense.
Nice start again. Going back corner.
Fourth down.
So fourth down, and I'm trying to work out which of the referees is actually on the line of scrimmage.
It's the far on the left. He's just a bit off the line. I think it's about a 2-yard play.
There's a high ball on that one.
Great high point grab from Chris Green. Excellent. And he lets him know as well. Staple of Chris Green's wide receiver skills. He will let you know afterwards.
I think Kyle was calling for a out the back of the end zone, but the referee on that back line very, very confidently called him in. Kyle against Lewis on that left hand side now.
The ultimate matchup in Bath, if you ask me. Carl v Lewis. We'll probably see this all day. Carl man marking him.
Two quarterbacks not playing quarterback. Finding Lewis in the middle there. Getting the extra point. I think I heard a shout from Kyle saying he's got 3. So, there's something going on wrong there.
It's a great start by the Kings actually, just to get on the board early, 2 scores and a pick as well, just to win the momentum battle. Especially when you're starting with the ball first, that's really important because you're not going to get the ball out of the half. So to get that pick and that turnover and score points off it is key.
Well, they got a 14-point lead, and we'll see how this second Samurai drive goes. Comes in motion across. No handoff, but he dumps it off to that receiver.
Great flag by John Ebenezer. He's someone that doesn't show up a lot on the stat sheets in terms of picks and pass deflections, but he just gets tackles and he's consistent. That's something he's going to get from John all day today. He's just constant tackling and great zone discipline.
Kyle firing it out to that left hand side, cuts back inside but not getting anywhere after that.
Great sidearm throw from Kyle actually to find his open receiver, and then a great tackle in by Pete Kiriaki then to make the flag and just not let him get any further yards.
So Buckles with a big tear on that sideline to just run that one in.
Looks like Dean who got that in for the Bucks. I can't quite see the number.
So 2 Keynsham players eventually managed to bring the receiver down.
Ooh, bit of contact there. Didn't quite catch who did that fault. I think they're just going to wave the play off as a bit of accidental contact. Oh no, they will get together and have a bit of a discussion. Let's see what comes out. Long deliberation here from the referees to find out what the contact is. Okay, that's contact on the offense, so we're going to have a 10-yard from the spot of the foul. They deemed that Nick was planted his feet stationary, and the offensive receiver just went straight into him. So that'll be a 10-yard penalty. And now we're in for second down.
I mean, it's one of those ones that obviously to disrupt the flow of the game, you don't want the referees to take too long to discuss things. But it's good the fact they're taking the time. I mean, especially in these games, you don't want to get one of those calls wrong. I mean, they haven't got the benefits of like instant replays and things, but I mean, we don't either. But I mean, it's nice to be able to. Like, we definitely got that right. Dances back inside.
Great flag again by Pete Kiriakou, and he does the little swipe celebration as well. But yeah, no, I think these referees, you want them to make the right decision, so if it takes a bit longer, we're going to let them take it a bit longer. I think they've done a great job this weekend already, from the Prem Finals Day yesterday and this morning so far, and they did one Finals Day. They've done a great job, so hopefully we can see some more great decisions from them going forward today.
Lewis Phillips getting told off by the referee there. He's lining up on the back of the end zone. He already has to stay within the 5-yard line. Spins past one, past two.
Touchdown saving tackle there from Joe. We'll bring up fourth now. And about 6. Oh no, I lied. About 3, sorry.
So Twins on the left-hand side for the Samurai. Kyle dropping back into shotgun. Fires it. Gets his feet down. Apologies, that may have been just out of the camera shot there. But he does manage to get his feet down, so he will be in for the score. Make it a 14-6 game. I was too busy caught up in actual watching the game then I'm not focused on the camera work as well. But he was in the back corner of the end zone. He just seemed to be fairly open. Conway found a small gap in that defence. Trips on the right hand side now. Hits the middle this time, but no one able to make any play on that one.
Great play by Nick Schmidt, just recognised what Kyle was going to do and what he was going to throw, and then just break on it and go get the ball. Knocks it out, saves the extra point.
It's one of the things you always notice when you've got like the experience that a lot of these teams have nowadays, is once you found that one gap in there, it's not very. You don't get to exploit it for too long. Okay, so, shoving pass on that one. Lewis dipping in between the two. Nearly losing his shorts in the process. I've been brought down by the third defender. Brought down about 3 yards short of that halfway. I mean, Lewis I can't remember if it was an off-season trade or a mid-season trade, but picked up from the extra Falcons.
Mid-season trade, a couple of Snickers, and they're happy.
I mean, it was a good deal for you guys, so you've done pretty well on this one. Your schedule seems to have gotten a bit easier as well, a bit more flexibility on that one. He's gone deep and too deep on that one.
Yeah, I think Jay would like that one back. I think he definitely had Nathan open in the deep left, but he just overthrew him slightly. But I think if he could have that one back, he would definitely take it and he would hit him.
I think the other one was also the fact that the receiver, I don't know if he thought there was somebody else a little bit deeper than him, because he seemed to slow up fairly quickly. So he's either realised that he wouldn't be able to make that one, or he's just kind of gone, this is not for me, I'm going to step out of the way.
Just listening into the conversation that he was having with the referee there, I think he felt that Nathan was taken slightly by one of the defenders, so he should have been deeper than where he was. But the referee's waved it off and it's a good decision.
Lewis with another grab, picking up some more yards. So he's now around about... Let's see whether we haven't got a... Okay, so the guy marking that one is the blitz line as well. It's about 18 yards away. 2-minute warning. And we've got a 14-6 game. It's experience against experience here. No team is kind of filled with rookies. I mean, sometimes you have like an influx of rookies throughout one team. Neither team seems to have this at the moment. So it should be a good battle of the brains. Jay sidearms that one through. Brings them back to the 9-yard line.
Yeah, that was, funny enough, caught by one of our rookies. There he is. He's our only rookie starting. He's like Nathan Izil. He's been absolutely electric today. You will see him probably later on have some couple of runs. He's very, very nimble. Once he gets going, you cannot stop him.
So also for your reading pleasure, we do, if you head over to the Way We HN See It, they are currently doing a text commentary for the game that they're watching. They're currently watching the Raptors against the Hammerheads. Hammerheads leading 27-14 by the looks of that one.
That'll actually be a really good game to watch, that Raptors and Hammerheads game. So the Raptors ranked 2 in Division 1, Hammerheads ranked 7. Purely just on the divisions, I think potentially if you probably rank them on ability, you're probably looking at the second and third best team from this year. Obviously going to put the Kings first, but that's Kings bias, you could argue. But them two teams are two powerhouse offenses going up against each other, and I think that one will be an absolute corker over on the far left hand side pitch. So I do recommend just keeping up to date with the scores on the Way We HN See It.
I mean, it's one of the changes they made. I think it was a change they made this year. Obviously, before it was, regardless if you make the top one of your division, you could still end up ranked 5th, 6th, or wherever else. But now they've changed it so the top one of each division will go through automatically. I'm sure Lewis would have loved that last season. So he got a bit messed up on that one, but yeah, I mean he's happy now with the way it's going. Okay, getting that right hand side.
Great catch from Chris Green. Great catch down low. Jay sidearms it in and only puts it where Chris Green can get it. And trust me, he can get it in a lot of places where people can't get it.
Great concentration on that catch.
Chris Green's been excellent for the last 2 years. He's a really physical receiver. Loves that contested catch, and he will, like I said, he will let you know when he's made that contested catch. Obviously, he's more from the contact game, and he's come over to the flag, and he's been absolutely outstanding for us. Really big time receiver.
And the extra point as well makes it a 21-6 game. Hearing big cheers from the Panthers Panthers Spark game. So an interesting one to see that.
Looks like it's a Panthers score with the Spark defense lined up there. Just before the touchdown went in for us on our pitch, just onto the left, CBL had a lovely pick in the back of the end zone here for the Gators to save a touchdown.
I think they've gone to half time. We've still got We've got seconds left in this one. So second down. Leeds coming through, sidearms it once again. Bobbles it a few times. Managed to keep that one in his hands. And steps out of bounds. About 2-3 yards short.
That's not a signal, don't tell him that. I said Saturday when I want to see this.
Lewis giving a officiating course over on that left-hand sideline.
I think he's teaching him the signals. He signalled the wrong thing for the clock to run when it should have been clock to stop. So I think he's just telling him the correct call.
Picking off on the run.
Great use of the handoff there to actually get over the first down marker and stop the clock.
I mean, it's first down, so you don't have to call it if you don't want it. You want it? I also said first down afterwards.
I think there was a bit of confusion there on what the actual down was and where we were situationally. Jay was calling for a timeout, but we were within the 2 minutes and they've gone over the first down, so the clock does stop. So the referee has asked, would you like to take it? And Jay has gone, no, I've just misunderstood where we were. So no timeouts used, we carry on.
Yeah, so I think what Jay was saying was that the referee had actually signalled, or had actually said, clock runs, but then said first down. So I think that's where the main confusion was on that one. Contact on this one.
Okay. After the catch, I'm happy with what happened. You're happy with it? Time out there, please. I've stopped the clock for that. You're calling a timeout. Okay.
Swansea may have just scored in the other game. Bucks Wolves have also just got a pick 6 against the Gators.
Do you want the timeout for the snap, or do you want the clock to start now? Yes, okay. Timeout call. 35. Down is 2. They can't call the timeout. Before do we bet? Yeah.
I think it's sometimes the issue with the officiating bit. It's great that you're sending players over, but I think having the confident players. I thought he got a safety then when he wasn't. Sorry, in the Bucks Wolves game, he managed to get a sack, but I think he's been marked down at the 1 yard line. But yeah, having confident players as referees, I think, is always a big key thing as well now. If you can call it with confidence, you're not going to get many arguments.
I think that's the key now going forward. Like every team should have one of those confident referees to go do that. It's great to see that we've got a couple on display this weekend.
Clock is still running. Keynsham has called a timeout.
No, you put your hands out and went, ooh. So, it's your hands that are getting in the way, essentially. Okay. So we've got about 30, we've got 30 seconds.
So say, I'm trying to interpret the rules from the sideline to the officials and back again. So I think that was Keynsham called the timeout. I'm not too sure whether they meant to or not. But it is around about 30 seconds left in the game, in the half. Samurai line up with 2 on the left hand side.
Great flag by Pete again. Pete Keriaku, another one that's a really good flagger. Worked a lot in his fitness this year, and you can tell he's paying off big time. Fourth and about 5.5, I'm going to say.
Okay.
So Samurai will be calling a timeout with 1 second left.
Run down to 1 second, they ain't going to call the timeout, okay? So we'll go with 1 second on the clock, because that's the end of it, yeah? Ball's now live with 1 second on the clock. Ball is live with 1 second on the clock.
So we've talked about the short yardage players that Keynsham have got. What's their short yardage defence like as well?
We haven't given up many points this year against a really good SWC Div 1 West and East sides, so I'd imagine that we'd be well up for this again. But it'd be interesting to see what Kyle brings out in his bag of tricks to try and get through it.
In a very polite way. Right, you obviously didn't hear me. I'm going to reset the clock. Right?
So again, I think there was a bit of a miscommunication. Kyle was waiting for the 1 second and a timeout, but the referee had already said that that's what he was already going to work it as. So we've got trips on the left hand side, 1 second left. Deep high ball. And that will be the end of the first half. So Keynsham lead 21-6. I don't know why I've turned it off because you can still hear me. I think it jumps from that one to that microphone, which is kind of pointless.
I feel sorry for this ref, he could do with Callum.
Kyle, Lewis and Jay.
Yeah, actually that's a good point for Jay as well. $33-21 hand head. Yeah, I've just seen him. Someone put him behind his shotgun. Coventry again with a pick.
Sack.
I think it is.
Either pick or sack.
I think it's a pick.
I heard yes, Cara. Cara's their blitzer. That's why I go with that one.
33-27.
I'll wait for the guys to be settled and then we'll go wide, okay?
So back for the second half. The current score from what we know is Hammerheads 33, Raptors 27. So that should be a very, very interesting game to see who goes through on that one. Other games, we got the Panthers. We know they've got 2 touchdowns and an extra point. I'm not too sure how the Spark are doing.
Good grab. Great catch that. Kyle put it up really nice and high for him. Comes down with it, and there's 2 then Kings defenders to wrap him with and make sure he doesn't get any extra yards. Textbook from both sides.
It's one of the things that I talked about with the Distillers one. They were giving up a couple of yards on each catch for the actual catch, but they were almost letting almost nothing through after that. Samurai have let through a couple through with Lewis as well.
I think that's definitely been the biggest improvement from this year compared to last year's Div 1 finals day, has been the actual quality of tackling. I think that's definitely something that a lot of teams have focused off during the past year, and they've definitely gotten better at it. And you can see that with a couple of games that we've watched this morning.
So false start pushes Samurai back. Much like the extra points, the tackling side of defence is one of the lesser practice things you work on. Your plays, your routes and your throwing and your catching. Tackling defensively is a massive issue with so many teams. Especially when you consider how to make a tackle. It's a tiny piece of fabric flapping around in the wind and you've got to try and grab that one.
It can be the difference in some games. Like, it can be the difference from five yards to full length of the field touchdown. So it's really important that you nail that down and get that locked away. So when you are in these situations, at a finals day, for example, it could be at a final, like you miss a tackle and you go over the length of the field.
Apologies for the lack of video there. I think the heat's affecting the battery. They're dying a lot quicker than normal. But Keynsham on the ball now.
It was a great 4th down stop again. Kyle played a lovely little short ball out to the left, went up the field, and then Pete Kiriakou again with an excellent sideline tackle to end the drive. And that's frustrating for Jay. He'd want that snap a bit higher. Lewis Phillips on the snap. First time in, I think he's just a bit not used, not warmed up yet to the snap. Hopefully he can nail it on the second down.
I mean, there's a lot of cheering going on from the other one, Jay Banby. I think that slipped out of his fingers on that one.
That was actually a great play by the blitzer. He realised he couldn't get the flag because Jay was offloading it quick, just stuck his hand out wide and got an excellent pass break up there to make sure that it didn't get to the Kings receiver, who was Paul Camps, who was down the middle, and he was gone.
So again, we're going by the cheers on the game. As Mason Reed makes a big grab in the middle of the field for the Panthers. Managed to keep that one in.
sets up about 4th and about 11, I would say.
So the big cheers you can hear from the left-hand side is the Gators Bucks Wolves game. Wolves have just scored on a pretty much the length of the field run. Jay being chased down. Incomplete. Somehow makes a deflected catch. I'm not too sure what happened there.
That's a bit of luck, which you kind of need on these little runs. Paul Camps has gone down for the ball, doesn't quite gather it, just flicks up straight into Chris Green's hand, and he absolutely loves those type of catches. He then brings it back out and then just give Paul a bit of a word to say you should have caught it.
I mean, from here, I thought the play was down and the ball had bounced off the ground. To have the awareness to actually make that grab as well was a great play. It puts him deep inside Samurai territory.
I think the DB will want that one back. That was an easy interception that he's just dropped, but DBs can't catch, that's why they play DB.
I'm sure defensive coaches are around the world now trying to sit and go, they'd rather bat it down into the ground. I mean, yeah, like we said before, the stats look great, but you don't want that one deflected one. As we see a deflection go anywhere. Jay rolls out to that right hand side and short passes it across the front.
I think in that situation you pick it off in your end zone, you start again fresh, you don't give Keynsham another 3 downs to make that potential touchdown if it does come.
So Keynsham about 3-4 yards away from the end zone. Twins on the right hand side. And a nice easy grab there.
No, not when you roll, but when she moves. Oh, yes, yeah. One piece, yeah. Right,
So 27-6 now the scoreline. Keynsham starting to walk away with this one.
Keep going or sit? Keep going. Ready? Down, go.
Twins on the right hand side once again for Keynsham. Over the top.
Back the end zone.
Oh, referee confirmed my last there. It's 28-6 now to Keynsham. The only question I've got for him is how long's left on the clock. So if we could find out how long is left in this one, we can kind of predict if there's going to be any chance of anything coming back now, but either way it's going to be a long shot.
Great tackling again by John Ebenezer on the left here. I've mentioned it already, he's a solid tackler and his zone is contested, so you're not getting past him, so you're better off trying something different because they've tried this tactic now in the last couple of drives and they just aren't going deep, well, aren't getting any yards from it, so I think they need to start switching it up a little bit, especially in the hole that they're in.
So Twins on the left now for the Samurai. Single receiver on the right hand side, motions across. It's a low ball there. Kyle looking slightly dejected on that one.
I think Carl would want that one back because he's got the receiver open. I think he's just underthrown him slightly. So I think if he had that back, he would definitely make sure that he could just put a bit more zip on it to get to his receiver.
So just jump into the game. It's 41-34 to the Hammerheads in the other game. It's a deep ball.
Great coverage by John Ebenezer. I've said it early on in the drive. You ain't getting past him. Try someone else because he ain't getting past. Man to man down the entire left-hand side, and he's stuck with him the entire way.
See, this is where we need like multiple scoreboards. That we can see from here. I'll be able to tell you the score from all the other ones.
I can confirm Swansea have just scored. It's 47-34 now. But Raptors have got. They had a big chunk on the very first play and they're in the goal line right now.
Well, if we get a couple more reporters around the field, one on each one. Carl looks to go deep on that left once again. Gets the first down.
Great read by Kyle there. Actually, just noticed that the defender was slightly too far deep and wasn't further up on that boundary of where the first down marker is. So he just plays it in, lets his receiver do the rest.
It's not just the QB receiver individually. You need that decent connection between the two. Raptors have just scored from what I can see in the distance. But yeah, you need that connection where they both kind of realise the same thing. The amount of times as a QB or receiver you've seen it where the QB thinks if he cuts back now, this will happen, but the receiver thinks if I just go a little bit deeper now, it'd be great.
Yeah, and that's what you build during those training sessions. That level of trust, you find those receivers that you can trust that will make the right decision in those situations to get you over the first down marker, to give yourself another 4 downs to score.
And by looks of the Raptors get the extra point as well. So looking at that, Wolves Gators have finished. Judging by body language, I'm going to say that the Bucks Wolves may have walked away with that win.
I would agree with that. I think they definitely won that by the looks of everyone down there. I know Dale and the Gators will be disappointed with that loss, but they've travelled here with a bit of a couple of players missing, and they've really pulled out in the heat. And they've had a big change at the start of the season, losing Matt Burr. So to come to the finals day today where no one really gave them a chance is an excellent credit to them and what they've done throughout the year. So I'm proud of those boys and what they've done this year.
And going to the other teams in your division, Swansea look like they've just run the full length of the pitch and scored.
I think they have, and if I can't see who it was, but if my money's on anyone, it's probably Harley Lebet.
So Leeds in for the score this time. So 28-12 game Keysham's favour. So I mean, obviously we've enjoyed the Prem finals from yesterday. We've got most of the way through the Div 1 games today. Looking at next year, what would be your, ignoring the financial burdens that we're probably going to have to face, what would be the main thing that you'd want to change or improve across the whole weekend?
I think the organisers done a really good job this year. I said it's run quite smoothly. I think we ideally would like a bit more pitches to show different pitches, because there are different people that might not be able to get a chance to get on the stream and get some good content for their social media teams. So I think that will definitely be something that we need to do, especially with the potential of the Olympics coming up. We want to grow the sport. So I think definitely more pitches that we can stream and show to everyone that would be excellent.
I mean, as a streamer, I am more than in agreement with that one. I know talking to a couple of the international teams and the leagues, Swedish team actually have a rules requirement for next season that you have to stream all your games throughout the league as well. So it'll be an interesting one if we can put that one in. We've talked about missed tackles. There's Lewis picking up about another 5 yards after he made the first tackle miss.
Yeah, I think that'll set up second and short here, with about 2 yards to go. So this is where Jay could probably dial up a bomb play, or if he just wants to run some clock, just take the short yardage, depending on what the time is. I think we've got about 8 minutes left. I'm not 100% sure, maybe a little bit less. So we did slightly kick off a bit later than everyone else here. So this would be where Jay's experience will come in handy here, just to decide if he wants to take that shot and just put the game to bed, or just run the clock down to make sure that they can't get another chance of scoring again.
Yeah, clock management is always a big one, even when Lewis not happy with himself on that one.
Rookie error from one of the most experienced players on the team. He won't be happy with that when he watches that one back.
So the experience will kind of come through. I mean, when you're looking at it going, it's 28-13. This should be close to the finishing the game off, but I mean, we all know that there can be comeback games and things like that. We talked about it earlier on. We got the Hornets smoke. Jay rolls out.
Good Jay.
It's taken off on the run. Cuts back inside.
He loves a little run, does Jay. I call him the Ginger Mariota for a reason. And you can see it down that sideline. A little cut back block as well.
It's going to be marked down at the 10-yard line.
I think if he watches that back, I think he, instead of doing the little stop to try and put off the defender, I think he would have carried on going, and I think he could have got probably another 5, maybe even got in with then having a bit of a juke at the end.
I can't tell you what's happened, but I know the Spark have just done something. Dan Birch on his knees at one point. He rolls out to that left-hand side, out of bounds at around about the 2-yard line.
I think it might be shorter. I think it's the 1-yard line by the looks of it. I think he's just giving him an extra yard.
Three restriction on that. Okay.
So there seems to be a big discussion in the middle of that far game. The Panthers Spark. Trying to work out what's going on with that one.
I think the sound we heard was a contact penalty, but by the discussion it looks like it's been taking place. Can't give you the answer on that, unfortunately, but that's what it looks like from the discussion they're having.
Over Kyle!
Jay going over the top, picks off.
Good shot. Woo! Yeah. Someone up for Kyle. He's been booted. No, just for this player. All right.
So we've just seen a blue card there. He's been take a play off. After the interception, he threw the ball down and then was just giving a bit of words towards quarterback Jay Barney. So the referee has told him to take a play off just to cool down a little bit.
Which is kind of good, but obviously you don't want to see that sort of you want to see passion, but it kind of oversteps sometimes. The fact that the referees just come in and say that take at least one play off is quite a good thing for them to do.
It's a great way for the referees to actually manage the game if it does get a bit heated, because like I said, passion is great, but you have to do it in the right way, and if it's not done in the right way, then yeah, this is where these referees then need to make that bold decision and say take a play off, come back on when you're ready, or drive off, whatever that referee seems fit. I know we've seen it a few times in the SWC this year, and I'm sure that other divisions have seen it as well.
So he's just been explaining what's actually happened on with that one. There's a bit of a weird. I mean, if it was like if you're up by lots, or if it's a very, very close game and you've got the interception, I can kind of understand it sometimes. When you're currently down 28-13 and not really showing too much of a comeback in this one, it's a bit of a weird time to get overly pumped up.
I think it was more just out of frustration from the DB, where things haven't gone their way, and then they finally got a little bit of a break, but it's a bit too far out of reach potentially. So he's just thrown the ball in a bit of frustration. But great refereeing by the official to get the situation all right, and he's back on the field now anyway. He looks a lot calmer, so great control from the referee.
He's gone deep down that right hand side. Managed to get his feet in.
Great grab.
So we see the Sharks warming up on the right hand side, ready for their next game, and the Longhorns warming up for theirs. Longhorns will be. That's quarter-final plate game. I'm not too sure whereabouts they are in that trophy now.
I believe they've made it to the semis. I believe this is what this next one is. But I could be wrong.
Not a game that we'll have on here. So if they make it past that game, then we'll be back on the stream. Samurai take a few more yards on that one. Cam from the Longhorns, his retirement tour, which is this is his last game day for the Longhorns. It seems to be getting extended every game, which is great because Cam's been involved with the Longhorns for quite a while. So to see him kind of getting to extend that a little bit further, it's always a good thing to see. Carl's going to cross the middle and bat it down. (53-47).
6-point game, and it looks like the Hammerheads are about to score. Or was that a knee?
I think they've taken a knee. So I think the Hammerheads will take a knee to end that game, to run that one out.
Yeah, it looks like another knee there. So
twins on the right hand side for the Samurai. Carl hitting that left hand side.
Great pass breakup by John Ebenezer. That's what he's in there to do. Make those plays. He is amazing.
Big cheers from the Spark sideline. Seems to be running down the right hand side as we see it. Got to round about the 10 yard, so just inside the 10-yard line, and stepped out of bounds. I've heard what sounded like a full-time whistle. I'm not too sure. And by those cheers you can now hear, that is Swansea going through.
So that will set up a Keynsham Swansea semi-final now, which is huge. Which I think we all kind of wanted to be the final after the few games that we've had this year. So I think every game we've had has gone 40 plus. That'll be a grudge match for sure. They'll want to get one over on us because they haven't beaten us this year, and we want to keep that unbeaten record against them. So that will be one hell of a semi-final.
Should be a good one. Hopefully we'll be streaming that one. I have to check all the batteries, make sure we've got something to keep us going. I think that the Panthers Spark game may be going into overtime.
It does look that way, doesn't it? Because there was definitely a full-time whistle from that pitch.
I can see a huddle in the middle, so that may extend this game a little bit. Their game a little bit longer. So I think Keynsham just called us a timeout when it got to 1 second on the play clock. The main question is how long is left on the full clock.
We have 10 seconds. They wanted 1 second on the play clock on that timeout. Happy?
So there's 10 seconds left in this game. 28-13, so Keynsham should have won this one. Taking off on the run. And happy to just run around for a few seconds.
Nathan did a great job there just to actually extend the play and just run around and waste all the 10 seconds. Obviously, I'm not sure if it was malicious from the DB there, but when he tried to get the flag, hopefully Nathan's okay. Looks like he's going to be okay, but we'll find out. Yeah, nice shake of hands there. Great sportsmanship from the both of them.
And then we have the end of this game. Keynsham walk away with a 20